It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do me a favor. Move this camera that way, this way.
Why?
Because I'm like...
You're not in it?
I'm not in it.
You're not... You're in it.
Over there. There you go. Now it's balanced.
There
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Midday Show. When was the last time we did a Midday Show?
Friday?
Of what week?
Last week.
You were here.
I was here.
You were?
Yeah.
Was I here?
Yes. Yes.
Good stuff.
It was Friday. We had Astrology on. We had a lot of people on last Friday.
Oh, that's when we had DJ Mad Dog.
We had DJ Mad Dog. We had a lot of things last Friday. Yes, it's been
My memory
busy.
doesn't serve me well. But I did remember somebody in studio today.
I think you got taller.
Me?
You?
No, it's the shirt.
Don't you look taller?
You look like large, like it looks like you're
You're like, I know.
closer up to the camera.
You look a lot taller than me.
closer
I don't know.
up
Am
to-
I shrinking? I don't know. Maybe you're sitting up tall because you've got a friend in the studio.
Yes, 18 years.
That's crazy. That's amazing. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to our midday show. We had the pleasure last week of going to Delray Non-For-Profit Council meeting, and I went with Brianna and Layla, and we met all these great people, and Brianna worked really hard to bring in our next guest. And in she walks, and you say, look who it is.
Yes.
And you don't know anyone's name.
Well, you don't forget this lady's name, I tell you that.
So you want to do the introductions?
No, you do it. It's your guest. You put her in.
It's our guest.
Yeah.
So we have Annette Gray joining us, and Annette has a variety of businesses, non-for-profit, and we were talking to Annette about her transportation company, because you're always looking for a way to get our 20 interns to a location. And I
gotta tell
thought
you,
Annette
I
might
can't
be
believe-
the answer to what you're looking
I can't
for.
believe that this is happening. And then you're like an answer to a prayer, because I like to take all of the kids on location, and I can't do it for obvious reasons. Transportation,
Liability.
insurance, the whole nine, so we can only take a handful. So the ones that stay behind get a little grumpy. But I knew Annette Gray, she had a show at the radio station. She helped me develop the science behind remotes, because she had an office that she says, I'll do the radio show, but you got to do it from here. So we used to record there. And it was a whole lot of fun. Beautiful place that you had.
Did
too.
Annette have the transportation company when you knew her?
Not when I knew her, no. I think she was just building her empire.
So when we met, we thought, well, she didn't even have a card with her name on it, so I couldn't even tell you who was coming in today.
That's what
because
happened.
all we had was a QR code and the transportation company. And I was thinking of our kids that take the train. She works with PalmTran and a lot of our special needs students that we work with. They don't have to book it 3 days in advance, and we thought this is amazing, a flat fee, even for seniors.
You've been talking about Annette's company to the kids for weeks.
But I didn't know Annette's name, nor did I know you knew Annette. So let's introduce Annette Gray. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So should we walk down memory road first? Tell us about how you worked with Freddie.
Wow, I'm not sure exactly how we met. I do remember it was 18 years ago. Thank you for dating me.
Wow.
And there were several components to our relationship. I think we started with the radio show, Kiss My Biz.
Kiss my butt.
And the concept was to give business advice to entrepreneurs from a very kind, gentle perspective, and also from a not so kind, gentle perspective.
That's the part I remember the most.
The reality dose, and I was the not so kind perspective.
He was the kind perspective?
No,
I didn't think so.
I had a co-host of someone
they had
who
a
worked
co-host.
with me.
Okay.
And yeah, that suited him well. I brought the reality.
In the show at the time, you were the only one at the time at the Beasley Radio that spoke on the air that way. Because Bobby came up to me and says, yo, that chick is a tall glass of water. I says, yeah, because she was frank.
Yeah, I have been an entrepreneur for over 35 years, and I've started numerous businesses and worked with numerous organizations, from corporate to government to nonprofits. And so that gave me a global perspective, on entrepreneurs looking to start and grow businesses and organizations. We worked with some community organizations as well. So that's how we met, and then I received a grant to provide interns to local businesses. And I reached out to Freddie and placed a couple of our interns with him. And I think that happened for a few years. And so yes, we worked on the radio, but I had to fight traffic every single time to get to this station. It wasn't a great hour, it was traffic. And even just to get the guests there was also challenging. So eventually I said, if we're going to continue, you have to come to me.
I remember that.
The queen I am.
And you did it. Was it in the same location in Boynton that you are?
No, I had another beautiful office
Oh
on
my
Commerce
God.
Avenue
Huge.
back then.
You had the whole floor.
Yeah, and
You know
that
what I
was
wanna do?
long prior to COVID.
I want to take a quick break because I want to lob her up so we can get all of her information
Okay.
instead of her holding the mic.
Okay.
And I got to get someone out here to do it.
Okay. Well, she can hold on, right?
Am I going in and out? Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
no
that's even
worries.
better.
I can do that. So, years later, I still have the private sector company. I provide strategic planning and executive coaching and business planning assistance to many small businesses and organizations. But my nonprofit is still going and still a pride and joy. And just as a correction, though, it's not a transportation company. The transportation program is part of our nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
And it is designed to solve the exact problem your organization has, which is to help young people be mobile and get to opportunities and resources in an affordable and safe way. So we're not a transportation company. Call My Ride is a transportation program of a 501c3 GBDC Entrepreneurship Institute.
And that was one, and that was the one who introduced multiple businesses on the air. So it's a thing that I still do today, where if you look around, normally there'll be other businesses in here. Right now we're doing a lot of road work, so it's like through the raindrops. But there'll be a few more that will show up. She's the one that showed me that it was okay to do segments and segments and segments. And then that would have different businesses come up there and have these conversations. And I took it all in. I learned by watching her. I mean, you got to understand that back in the day, that wasn't done. We didn't. You see it now, and they go, "Oh yeah, what's this guy talking about?" Because they're even streaming back in the day when you and I were doing it. Yeah. Nobody was doing it, especially from a radio station. So all of that was new.
So we brought businesses, but we also brought resources for the entrepreneurial community.
That's right.
We even had Delray Chamber on at one point. We had lenders. So resources not only for the businesses to grow their business, but just to access in the community.
And now you're still doing consulting.
I still do the consulting as part of my private sector business, which is Risk and Resource Management International. I do that on a larger scale for major organizations and 501c, major nonprofits as well. The SBA actually is one of the largest clients that I provide consulting.
That's a large client.
For. Yeah, they send the leads of the businesses that are looking to grow for funding, access to capital, and I'm able to work with them one-on-one to help them reach their goals.
That's incredible.
She knows everybody.
I see that.
She's always known everybody. There was a young lady that introduced us. Maybe it was your co-host.
No, that was Claude.
No, it was somebody. It was another lady that was involved somehow.
And the funny thing is when she met Layla, because Layla was with us, there was a program in Broward County that Layla was a part of that I think is similar to the one you have in Boynton Beach.
Yes, yes.
Right?
So our nonprofit program, our Kids Town, is very similar to JA BizTown. And Layla had been a part of that, and so instantly she recognized the importance of that type of a program to the community, because I think she had gone through that program.
I think she had gone through, and then
She
we
did.
talked
She
about
said she did.
working with her young entrepreneurs and going back to what we did before, putting maybe a young podcast together, or a teen business entrepreneur, not knowing clearly the relationship. So now it takes it to a whole nother level now.
Well, then add another mix to this thing. I went with Layla and Brianna up to the Boynton Mall.
Where she is.
And in the Boynton Mall, where I used to go, I used to know the guy before you moved into his space. I used to know him, and they're in. And she has a place up there. We got a phone call from Boynton Mall today, right, Brianna?
Oh yeah.
We got phone calls today. So this is like full circle, and full circle again, because they want us to do something up at the mall. She's up at the mall, which is kind of cool. So here you are, you come back, and we're heading in your direction. I was going to find you one way or the other.
6 degrees of separation, and it was time, right? The universe said it's time for all us to collide again. I like
So
it.
many things. What's
Yeah.
it like for you? Because we were just talking about this, or soapboxing this, having a non-for-profit and a for-profit business, to run both of those.
Well, at this point, I don't recommend it.
It's a
I've been doing it long enough to not recommend that. You know,
It's a fine line.
it is in fact running two very separate organizations and you do have to separate all of your fiduciary responsibilities. You have to have a separate website, accounting system, etc. And you're dealing with board members, and sometimes just a completely different target audience. So they're in fact two very separate businesses. I think I'm on autopilot at this point, but whenever I get a new client that says, I think I want to do this, I say, no, you don't. I promise you don't. But the good news is that there is now a Corporation B, and pardon me if I go into consulting mode, it's my thing, where you can have a hybrid business that incorporates the triple bottom line concept, whereas it's not just a business for profit, but also for social entrepreneurship. So when I started, the Corporation B wasn't an option. So you just had to have two separate entities. And now there's a hybrid approach, so that's what I recommend.
interesting.
Yeah.
We have got two separate entities, but that would be an interesting concept. Look at your face.
We got two separate entities.
Yes.
We have, each one of us has a separate ideology of those two separate entities. One helps the other grow, and the other one actually helps the other grow. So they intertwine, and you have to fight to separate it. So my son, who's part of what we do, is the one that always separates everything. He's gotten better at saying no by saying, I don't recommend that, as to what happened today with the thing where you have to get permission before you answer. But anyway, the long story short of it is, I'm the one that asked her not to do it.
Well, it's
Because I
important to
have
have
done
that separation, and the for-profit doesn't look like it's a pass-through for the nonprofit. And that's typically where the red flags come into place.
Well, the problem
Yeah, we've got
is
separate everything.
everything in here, including the bathroom, is separated. Half the toilet
You have
goes
the
one
sink or
way,
the
the other
toilet,
half
right.
goes the other way. But the difference in this particular circumstance, unlike the others that I used to deal with, not-for-profits, with the churches in New York, that this one is a learning institution, as opposed to the other ones that were either religious or things of that nature. So it has its place. Sometimes AMP has to sit to the side and the not-for-profit takes stage. But the game is different today. It's very different than when we started doing this back in the day. But opportunities have grown, and I've seen now that you have this place up at the Boynton Beach Mall, right?
Yes.
And what do you have up there? Tell us.
So that's our experiential learning center. It's a 6,000 square feet edu-play center. And by that I mean young people 9 to 15 are able to come in and assume different leadership and entrepreneurial roles as they just learn life skills, entrepreneurial skills, leadership skills, and economic development skills, because they learn how a city is run and how each business and or organization play a role in the running and developing of that city. So they're not only citizens, learning how to send their kids to school or going to the doctor, they're also learning the place the mayor plays in the community and the fire department and the police department, right? And all the other components that make our city run. And within that, they're also learning life skills, saving, investing, buying a business, sending their kids to school, taking their pets to the vet. And one of the first things we do when they come in is we ask them a series of questions. We say, introduce us to your 40-year-old self. And they go, oh, Miss Annette, that is so old. I said, watch your mouth. But we ask them questions. Where do you live? What kind of car do you drive, etc. And then we ask them to research that and put a budget to it. And then they interact with the city. It is a phenomenal program for growing and improving reading skills, math skills, critical thinking, communication skills, because they're always presenting, talking to each other. But my favorite part of that program is the social interaction component of it and the emotional intelligence that the young people develop, because they come from all different backgrounds. And trust me, no matter what private school you're sending your child to, social entrepreneurship and emotional intelligence skills is something that this particular generation needs to work on.
Absolutely.
What students? Is it a separate after-school program? Is it part of a public school program? How do people get in there?
So we are a separate 501c3. Prior to COVID, we were offering year-round programs. And after COVID, we were able only to do summer programs. But with this new space, we're able to go back to year-round programming, which I'm really excited about.
So the kids sign up
They register.
After school?
During the summer and after school. Mm-hmm.
And after school, okay.
6,000 square feet. That's
I know the
huge.
store. Oh, I know the store. The store is huge.
It is
Now, the
big.
other thing I wanted to ask you is they're learning in there the trade. This is so funny. This is like deja vu all over again. They're learning the trade, and then you only go up to the age of 15. I find that interesting.
So we have several programs that runs in the Experiential Learning Center. 16 to 19, they actually learn how to start a business. They write business plans.
You do that there too?
Yes, and they compete in business plan competitions. We also have a pop-up market that they will also run. And then 19 to 24, we focus more on workforce development, job interviews, resume writing, taking them to college fair, etc.
Interesting. You got it cut from 9 to 24.
9 to 24 is our
That's right,
programming.
She got 24,000 square feet. Man, I don't miss about
That's
that.
amazing.
You remind me of another lady I do business with in Tampa, which was just granted another $350,000 grant because her business model works. And guess who's calling now? The casinos, the Indians. I don't get it. But that's a fantastic piece, especially for the mall. It's going to need that kind of life.
It
It's
does.
going to need that whole thing going on, having people in there. It's going to need it. I mean, I go up there a lot. Brianna took us up there, and I told her not to go because I was afraid of it. But it's changed. It's beautiful.
It has changed, and it's they say one person's bad news is someone else's good news,
Agreed.
and traditionally, small nonprofits like myself would not be able to take advantage of a mall space. It just wouldn't be in our financial wherewithal, right? And so this opportunity is actually giving a lot of local small businesses affordable space and the ability to do what we call cluster marketing, right? Because someone comes in to see, the sports memorabilia guy, they see my nonprofit, and so we're feeding each other. It's a cluster retail marketing concept. And so it's working. I mean, we've only been there a month, but it's working.
I got another idea for you. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
It just in my brain.
But
But I
you-
got to tell you, congratulations.
Thank you so much. But you should remember this program. I've been doing it in a very small scale for a very long time.
Yeah, but when you and I, when I first saw you starting this thing on, there was getting all the bubbles out of it. I saw kids coming in and out, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But not at that level, honey.
No,
Come
not
on
at
now.
all. No,
You
not
know,
at all.
This is just a dream. When we were in COVID, I went to the mall. I was the only one there with Linda. And I called her. I says, we should do a show here. You know, the circle? Where they
yeah.
play. We had all the kids running around with the little carts. And all of that was empty. There was nobody there. It was COVID. I says, I want to do a show here. You remember that?
I do.
And I said, this mall is going to turn around. Watch. And look who
It's
we were.
turning around, not necessarily how others would like it to turn around, but it is turning around. And I just wanted to mention that during COVID, we actually worked on the transportation program because we realized that coming out of COVID, the homeless population increased by about 20%, particularly with families that have kids in the teenage years. And so as everyone's financial viability changed, I saw the impact it was going to have on kids being able to access resources and after-school programs and summer programs. So for 2 years, we worked on an app-based program, and it took me 2 years to get the app approved. So we are on Apple ISO, and we are on Google. So you're able to download our app, get your subscription, and we have the $2 million liability insurance, so we're able to move young people towards resources within the community.
It's very cool.
The amount of things that you do, it's just mind-boggling, your reach.
It's been a long road.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
wow.
absolutely.
All right, Annette, great. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come with Annette when we come back. But on the other side of this 1 o'clock hour, it's Tuesday, and it's been a few weeks, which means the planets are moving and shifting, and we have Cosmic Astrology Society, Helen Archer, joining us. So more to come on the other side of this break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Ding ding, here we are at the favorite chocolate store.
Sure's Chocolate. If you could have smell-o-vision in this space, oh my gosh. Tell us about Sure's Chocolate.
Well, we hand make almost everything in chocolate. We do it all in the back room here. We have a workshop back there. We just love what we do.
Everything's here from Easter bunnies to truffles to mints to, I see this toffee pretzel crunch.
It's probably our best seller. Everybody loves, when they come in, some people are a little grumpy when they walk in, but when they leave, they're happy. Everybody.
That's the way chocolate works.
Nobody ever leaves unhappy. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If you can spell chocolate, you come here, they got it. It's everything.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
At Genix, we believe skincare should be both powerful and purposeful. Beauty doesn't fade, it evolves. Powered by women, made for everyone. Packed with bovine placenta, a rare regenerative ingredient rich in growth factors and nutrients. Infused with collagen peptides and hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, and coconut oil. Each ingredient is powerful on its own, but even better together. Feel the science, see the glow. Shop Genix now at genixbeauty.com.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
God has a funny sense of humor.
God has a funny sense of humor. I'm going to tell you. I got to tell you.
See what happens when the other Heather's here? This Heather too, but the other Heather, she moves mountains with that littleness of her.
My head is going like this all over.
You're going to have to tell her all that.
No.
Because she just sits there and she looks.
It's Heather's fault.
Mona Lisa? It's because she was in the
It's
womb
not you.
today.
There's another Heather. You got in the womb today and everything is like...
She sits between us in the morning show. It's like being back
She's
in the
in
womb.
the womb. What do you mean?
Nice and cozy and warm, and I'm safe there.
I have no idea what the hell she's talking about.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and it's been a few weeks because we were at Bramer's last week. Join us at Bramer's again on June 24th for our 9-year anniversary party. I can't believe it's 9 years. I can't believe, I know, after 8 comes 9, but it's already been a whole nother year around
10
this
minus 1 is 9
crazy
too.
world that we do, that we're on 9 years of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Exactly.
And the planets are aligned.
So,
my Knicks lost. I just want you to know that. My New York Knicks lost.
All right, so welcome Helen Archer. Let's roll her intro.
Maybe.
All right, and Helen's back with us today. There's a lot of things happening, and I think
been
right
2
now
weeks,
we're in
right?
a full moon.
2
I've been
weeks?
told to put my crystals out and charge them and clean them. So welcome back, Helen. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be back. It's been a while.
We've missed you. I'm afraid to even ask what's happening. When Helen texts and says there's planetary changes,
Something's going
will
on.
I see you on
Yes,
Tuesday?
absolutely.
We have to find out what's happening.
So what's happening?
Well, Jupiter has been in Gemini for a year, and now today it changed signs into Cancer. So now the sign Cancer is in a lucky cycle for the next year. And this is also beneficial for Pisces and Scorpio and Virgo and Capricorn.
Wow. Lucky sign? What sign are you?
Aries.
Lucky sign.
Like me.
So what does that mean, lucky sign?
So what that means is the emphasis is now shifting from Gemini, which is a sign that's outgoing, that's communicative, that rules transportation and the media and technology. So all those industries were beneficial for the last year, but now Cancer is like a totally different sign. So we're going from air intellect to water emotions in Cancer. And Cancer rules the home, it rules the mother, it rules food. Like, you know, this is a Cancer country, so we're like the breadbasket of mankind, so to speak. So the emphasis is more now on the home, on interests of the home, on redecorating, remodeling, and making changes to make your home a better place, a more private place. And the emphasis is also on the family. So now we're going to concentrate on those ideas, and those businesses are going to be successful. And also in the home, with Jupiter being the lucky planet, it's also good for home-based businesses. So you're going to see a lot more of those. And it's also good, and I think there's going to be a baby boom.
A baby boom.
It rules motherhood and babies.
Oh, here we go.
How many more grandchildren are you going to have?
27. But the young minds, young people, like her business, things of that nature, it looks like entrepreneurship is going to grow.
It's going to grow. And also, the other thing is we went from lung and respiratory-based issues to health-wise. Now we have to watch our diet. We have to take care of our digestion. So a lot of people are going to be spending more time making food at home as opposed to going out.
All because of gut health. Yeah.
Which is always vital. And then with the holidays and Christmas and all, you know, it's always something you have to keep your eye on.
We got some time for that, though. All right, so tomorrow, Wednesday, everyone seems to want to have a meeting on Wednesday tomorrow.
Yeah, what the hell's going on tomorrow?
We have like 3 meetings.
I got 5 more. I had to put aside.
3 meetings, 2 remotes, people coming in early to record things that we've never had before.
Are they Cancer people?
I don't know. My question is, what's happening? Why is everything tomorrow on Wednesday?
Tomorrow's the full strawberry moon.
Maybe that's why.
So we're in the sign of Gemini. So as I said, it's still communication and broadcasting and media and travel. And so the moon is in Sagittarius, so it also rules foreign entities and global enterprise. So that's why it's good. It's also in positive aspect to Mars, which is like in the last week of Leo. And then in a week, Mars is going to go into Virgo. So we better get our technical issues organized before Mars goes into Virgo, because then we're going to have problems.
And when is that?
On the 18th.
When do you get back?
The 22nd.
What did I tell you yesterday?
So that's until August, sometime in the beginning of August. Mars will be in the Virgo cycle.
So things break down, and you know you have to fix them. Like we busted 6 wires on Friday.
So yeah, you better get it all straight before Mars goes into Virgo. It's a time when people want to make like total technological changes in organization, changes in structure, and so we get really, really busy. But since Virgo rules details, we don't want to overdo it, because with Mars in Virgo, the details become overwhelming and are really hard to manage. So keeping it simple is really important.
I like keeping it simple.
You never keep it simple.
Sure I do.
Annette knows. There's nothing simple about your mind.
Annette was the reason I didn't keep it simple. This one confused the hell out of everything.
Yeah, nothing
But it worked.
simple.
It was a challenge.
So we've got a full strawberry moon tomorrow. I have a question for you. What is the deer moon or the buck moon? That's in July?
I don't know. I'm going 1 month at a time.
I don't know. People are making me
All
crazy
I know
about
is
this
the
buck
moon's
moon.
in Sag.
Okay.
But anyway, let's talk about Aries. So Saturn, after 2.5 years, has changed from Pisces, thank God, to Aries. And it hasn't been in Aries for like 28 to 30 years. So Aries people are now coming into their own. All the work that they did for the past 28 years is going to come to fruition, and their experience and their dedication and their hard work is going to start paying off, and they're going to be recognized for their expertise.
So now is the Aries make your move time.
Now is the Aries make your move time. And the other thing about the Saturn in Aries, also Neptune in Aries, you have to take care of some of these chronic conditions that have been developing behind the scenes health-wise. And so In order to avoid this, you need to start taking care of your health.
I know.
You see, it's funny, but you don't hear anything from the peanut gallery on that one.
I've already got a list of supplements she's sending me to start taking. I get it. When is your birthday?
April 7th. So I'm definitely in Aries and seems
Definitely
like
in
I'm right on
Aries.
trajectory.
28 years. That's a lifetime. My kids' lifetimes, anyway.
Yeah, what happened 28 years ago? You got to look back to what happened then, see what was good back then, see what mistakes you made, and what you should avoid, and you should have learned from all that so that now you can change some of these things that maybe have been holding you back.
You were working for your dad, weren't you?
Not 28 years ago. 28 years ago, I had 2 little children at home.
That's it, you were at home?
That's it. Raising 2 kids.
I quit a 6-figure income corporate job.
28 years ago?
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
What happened 28 years ago?
She quit
I quit a
big job.
6-figure income corporate job.
Did you learn from that?
Absolutely. That's
Don't
part
leave
of the
the money
reason
on the
why
table.
I,
Experience to use and overcome all those obstacles and move ahead.
absolutely.
Wow.
And it helps me be a better coach to my business clients.
It's a cycle of maturing, so there may be some challenges. Saturn always offers challenges, but never more than what you can handle. And as a result, you grow from it, you mature. And sometimes there's stress. So, and there's also more responsibility toward the senior people in your life. They may need more of your time. So between the Jupiter in Cancer and the Saturn in Aries, we have to divide our time equally between family and home interests and career interests, which is sometimes a challenge, in addition to improving your health.
There's a lot going on.
Very complicated.
It's very
So-
complicated. Life.
So sometimes, the Saturn cycle starts at age 28, and that's a time when people start maturing, the things of the youth, going out and partying, being friends with people who might not be in your best interest. All of those things kind of fade away because you've grown. And so it's a time where you might be a little depressed because you have to give up certain relationships, you have to give up certain circumstances, but know that they're going to be replaced by something better, something more mature, something that you can now handle that in the past you couldn't. The second Saturn cycle is around the mid-50s, and now you've come into your own, you're getting career rewards and grandchildren. And so now you're growing and you're getting more responsibility towards the family with additions to your family. And Jupiter in Cancer is also growing families. It's also a good time to get married. And it also deepens emotional ties in relationships that are good. But because of the square from Aries and Saturn, if the relationship is not going anywhere, if you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, you may consider walking away, even if it means that you'll be alone for the time being.
Interesting.
Now, the other thing, as far as the world events is concerned, as I told you, there's going to be explosions and fires. There's going to be civic unrest because we have Pluto in Aquarius. So all of that is happening. There's going to be changes in leadership. And there's going to be military action taken. So some of the people who have been bad actors, have been behaving badly, have been pushing it too far, you're going to find that you're going to have conflicts, you're going to have controversy, and you're going to be shut down. So try to be cooperative, avoid being angry, avoid pushing the limits, and don't try to challenge the status quo.
You got that?
I got nothing to say.
Don't challenge the status quo.
I don't.
Every day, every second, you're challenging. Ask Heather. Brianna, can you take that in Studio B, please?
That's perception.
Thank you.
That's one's perception. It's not a challenge,
No.
right? No.
So now the other thing is we have to be aware of Mars cycles.
Oh, there you go.
And the typical example of a negative Mars cycle and how people don't think and how people overreact and how people let their anger take over control is this feud between Musk and Trump. And I checked both horoscopes, And Mars is in Leo right now and has been for the last month. Trump has Mars in Leo when he was born. Elon Musk has Mars in Aquarius, which is the opposite of Leo. Aquarius is never as strong as Leo. Fixed fire is Leo. Fixed air is Aquarius. So you don't challenge a Leo, you don't challenge a Mars in Leo, because you're going to end up crawling back and eating crow if you caused a conflict, and that's what's happening between these two. They don't pay attention to astrology. As much money as they have, they still haven't controlled their Mars.
Can you control a planet, though?
Yeah, because, if you want to be angry, if you want to say bad things, if you want to have a fit, if you want to throw a tantrum, and you've got a negative Mars, you don't do it. You lay low. You avoid that behavior.
Okay,
I'm a firm believer that until it hits you, you don't know what damage you're doing. And it hits home when it involves you. And Musk ran into a chainsaw because when he came out of his bubble, he realizes the things that Trump is putting out there, does away everything he wanted to do, and put his business in a bad position and everything else. So you got to look at what it is. If you play with the devil, you're going to get burned. Don't cry about it. Don't cry about it now, because nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it.
And that's the other thing. Not only has Musk challenged Trump and his Leo, but also Iran and Putin and some other people.
North Korea.
And Governor Newsom, they're all challenging the president, and his Mars in Leo, he's going to act. And he's going to put the hammer down. You don't challenge Mars in Leo.
Oh, they say all things that go up must come down. So we'll see. We'll see how this ends up. I do know that there are certain people who have voted for him who are now on the outside looking in. And what they did with Musk, it just voiced their disgruntledness, for lack of a better word. And you get for what you get. You should be a little bit more educated, more responsible. But don't cry wolf after you went down the wrong path and say, oh, this isn't what I signed up for.
Exactly. And so now, as I said, Mars is going in Virgo. And Virgo is a sign of writing and details and organization and technical challenges. And so for Virgo people and Sagittarius people and Gemini people, watch what you put in writing. Don't say it. You want to be angry, you want to tell somebody off, you want to criticize. Virgo is a good sign for critical analysis, but when it comes to people, don't criticize people, because you will be, called to account.
It's a tough time. Right now there's a lot of lack of accountability and a lot of finger pointing and blaming and this and a lot of this going on. We'll see what happens.
So let's
I wanted to ask you, hurricanes for the summer, what are you seeing?
The next eclipse is September 7th. So as you say, this one hurricane that is fading away. So I don't think, for the most part, it has been in my experience, that we don't have any major storms until it's about anywhere between 30 days before and after the eclipse. So we have 2 eclipses in September. So I'm thinking August, September, October for major storms.
Here we go.
Well, at least you're good for your cruise for next week.
That's nothing.
See? Simple. Easy.
Simple.
The other thing that's happening is we're going to have another Mercury retrograde cycle.
Oh, no.
Yes, so we're going to have a Mercury retrograde cycle with Mars in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So like I said, get your technical issues resolved now. You got till the middle of July. Get everything you want to get done now, and keep it simple. Don't overdo the details, because when Mercury goes retrograde, the details are going to fall apart, and you're going to have to redo everything anyway once it moves forward about the second week of August. So between July 18th and August 11th, we're going to have that Mercury retrograde cycle with Mars in Virgo.
We can't even buy a wire. The wire was wrong. We busted 6 wires on Friday.
No,
can
really
replace.
only two, but we've bought backups. We should have
No,
them
that
tomorrow.
one's out. That camera doesn't have a wire. That camera doesn't have a power. There's more than one.
So I would definitely get everything organized while the timing is good.
Okay.
And the same thing with cars. You know, if you have
Oh,
problems
no.
with your car, get it fixed now before it starts falling apart. If you have appliances and things in the home that need to be improved or need to be changed or upgraded, I would do it now. And with Jupiter in Cancer, it's a good time to make home improvements.
Okay.
A lot to do.
And how do people find you?
I'm on Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook, and I just put a new post on TikTok, so you can follow me there as the Cosmic Astrologer.
Wow. All right. So Annette and I are both Aries, so you know what that means.
You're in a good run right now. You got to play lotto.
And you're in a lucky run as a Pisces, she
No,
said.
I gave up my
Starting
lucky.
tomorrow, you gave up your luck?
No, they're lucky for Pisces. We just
No,
getting
she
out
said
lucky.
The thing about Saturn is that it's in Aries, but it's going to start retrograding. So in about a month, it's going to go back into Pisces. So we're not done with the Saturn and Pisces cycle, so that will be a time for you to make the adjustments and to finish up what you didn't get to do recently, or the changes and improvements that you want to make. You'll have like another 6 months to get those done.
You see, and then that showed up, and the whole concept of Boyden changes.
It all
Interesting.
changes.
The
So
guy has a
that's the
funny
plan.
sense of humor.
The
Yeah,
other,
this guy
the other
tell you.
thing is Venus went into Taurus, so all the Taurus people are now in a positive, romantic, and health cycle, and it's a good time to make personal improvements and do makeovers for yourself, for your home. It's good for all of those things. So Venus will be in Taurus. It's positive with Jupiter in Cancer. So like I said, the home improvements, the self-improvements for the next month, Venus will be in Taurus. The only thing with Venus and Taurus is let's not be so stubborn.
Good luck with that.
Let's get out of our little groove and make some changes and improvements, because in the end you'll be happy. Let's not, sit around the house, get out and do things, and you'll be happy.
Very cool.
All right. Find Helen every Tuesday right here in the studio, or Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook and now TikTok. More to come. Quick break. You can find all of our shows at the Brooklyn Cafe TV, as well as everything we produce here in the studio at Ant Media Productions on YouTube and Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. You can like, follow, and subscribe to our channels, and give us a call if you have any questions or just want to share what we're doing. 888-994-4995, Studio A. More to come. We'll be right back.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. Something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Hi, I'm David Vito Quaderno, the owner of Xavier Restaurant in Meisner Plaza, that is in front of Meisner Park. We're a Sicilian cuisine restaurant, so I'm Sicilian. I'm just arrived from Sicily. I live in Catania, the east coast of Sicily. We offer the traditional Sicilian cuisine with the traditional ingredients that I used to import from Sicily, from the cheese to the oregano to the anchovies and different kind of fish. This is a family business already from the 1897, so it's almost 130 years business, and we're offering here the best. This is the first restaurant in the United States, so I wait for you in Meisner Park to enjoy the best and the real Sicilian kitchen. Ask you to book your tables just to be sure that you will find a place for enjoy the real Sicilian kitchen. Thank you.
For your reservation, you can call
at 561-617-5424. We are open from Tuesday to Sunday from 4 to 9:30.
Looking for bold, authentic flavor? Step into Bramer's Brazilian cuisine, where the vibrant taste of Brazil meets your favorite American classics. From savory churrasco to juicy burgers, every dish is made with passion. Hosting a party or a special event? We cater all occasions with incredible food that leaves a lasting impression. Our Boynton Beach location offers generous seating with a separate dining area for bigger parties. Come visit us in person today at 1035 Gateway Boulevard, number 201, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33426. Contact us by phone at 561-272-6377. Enjoy the Brazilian taste. Enjoy the Bramer's taste.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? With MedGuard Alert's new Care Watch, you can connect with medical professionals instantly, 24/7. No cell phone required. This life-saving medical device acts as a phone as well as a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you may qualify to get yours free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
RCCA has a team of specialized therapists to treat a wide array of injuries and conditions, including balance issues, back pain, fall prevention techniques, joint replacements, and stroke rehab. Our therapists at RCCA help adults reclaim their strength and flexibility, allowing them to return to their hobbies and sports. We tailor treatment to return our patients to activities they love, such as croquet, gym workouts, golf, pickleball, and tennis. Our state-of-the-art equipment and therapists ensure that there is something here for everyone.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
This Day in History is brought to you by Cherry Auto Works. On June 10, 1939, one of the most famous scenes in movie history is filmed, Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara parting in Gone with the Wind. Director Victor Fleming also shot the scene using the alternate line, "Frankly, my dear, I just don't care," in case the film censors objected to the word damn. On June 10, 1928, author and illustrator Maurice Sendak, who revolutionized children's literature with such best-selling books as Where the Wild Things Are and became one of the most celebrated children's authors in contemporary history, is born in Brooklyn, New York. In the summer of 1752, possibly on the 10th of June, Benjamin Franklin flies a kite during a thunderstorm to collect ambient electrical charge in a Leyden jar, enabling him to demonstrate the connection between lightning and electricity. In Salem Village in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Bridget Bishop, the first colonist to be tried in the Salem witch trials, is hanged after being found guilty of the practice of witchcraft. On June 10, 1775, John Adams proposes to Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, that the men laying siege to Boston should be considered a continental army led by a general. This Day in History is brought to you by Cherry Auto Works.
Welcome to AMP2 Network. Today's segment is on National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. It's a celebration of one of the most iconic sweet and tart pairings in American baking. Strawberries bring the juicy sweetness, while rhubarb adds a sharp tang that balances it all out. Together, they create a flavor combo that's both nostalgic and refreshing. Strawberry rhubarb pie first rose to popularity in the 1800s, when rhubarb became more common in American gardens and kitchens. Though technically a vegetable, rhubarb is almost always treated like a fruit in desserts. Whether you like your pie homemade, store-bought, or from a local bakery, today's the perfect excuse to enjoy a slice. Add a scoop of vanilla ice cream or whipped cream for the full experience. So if you've never tried it, today's the day to take a bite out of summer. Thank you for listening to today's segment on AMP2 Network. Hope everyone have a happy National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day.
And we're back.
Imagine buying a rhubarb pie for 25 cents.
A what?
A rhubarb pie for 25 cents.
Amazing.
You like rhubarb?
I don't know what that
I don't know
is.
if I've ever had it. Anyone ever had rhubarb pie?
What's a rhubarb?
Is it like a fig?
No, rhubarb is like a stem.
Like a
stemming.
celery kind
Celery. What's
Yeah.
it taste
Celery?
like? Does it taste like? Like
Yeah. It's
Celery pie.
It's
Never
reminiscent.
mind.
of
It's
celery.
reminiscent of celery in shape, not color.
No, I'm
Yeah.
going to pass on that.
We
The
were
color of
talking
it's
about
pretty,
you actually. Do you remember we met Annette at the Delray Chamber and we talked about that program you did in Broward County?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello, Annette.
You know what that is?
Yes.
You know how long I know that woman?
How long?
18 years.
Really?
We just figured it out.
Wow.
She had
Small world.
she had a business. She had a show on the radio with me at when we were at the radio station.
Wow.
And that was one of the reasons I went remote.
Nice.
It's because of
You
her.
play a big part in the story here.
Who knew?
Big part.
And I think they're trying to download your old shows.
Oh, wow.
So they're looking for that YouTube link. I think Brandy sent it. All right,
So
they're
it should
going
be
to
a
try and
couple of
download
them.
that. So while they're doing that,
Yeah.
you want to tell us where you and
Where did you
the
go?
crew went out
Sure.
Yeah.
We went out to some of our sponsors from the fundraiser we had in May, Segundo de Mayo, and we gave some in-person thanks for helping us, contributing to the event, helping us bring the community together, and helping us just put on a great event together. And it was really fun. We went to Cherry Auto Works right across the street, Sunny Stop, Savia, and 2nd Street Bagels. Those are the 4 we went to today. It was really fun.
So let me ask you a question, right? We did Segundo de Mayo. Huge success?
Yes, I think.
And then we did
Massive
the one
success.
before we did Christmas. Big success for that one. Going forward, I met Annette, you knew her, was at a meeting for Do Good Delray. Whereas we partner and you were there. Our non-for-profit with a for-profit business in Delray with a venue to bring all three to collaborate to bring money for the non-for-profit, visibility to the venue, and hopefully things grow. Do you think this is a good idea?
Yes, I think it's a great idea. I think the whole Do Good Delray initiative event campaign is a really good way to bring in a lot of different areas of the community because you're bringing in the non-for-profits, you're pairing them with a for-profit, and you get like a third-party venue involved. You're bringing in 3 businesses and organizations together to all promote each other and themselves and just bring more communities together. So I think it's a really good way of just spreading out your web of connections, and I'm really excited that we're a part of it because I think, especially with what we do as a media company, this kind of event and the promoting and marketing that you need and the outreach that you need to do something like that really well, we do so well. So I think it's going to be perfect for us, and we're going to have such a good time and partner with the best people, of course. So I'm excited.
So that is the next project you and Brianna, I think, are going to be working on.
Yes, I'm so excited.
And I know, Gio, you're still working on that piece. And Annette, are you going to be doing Do Good Delray?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
We have our end-of-year fundraiser in November, and it's just too close together. We have to
It's a lot.
focus all of our resources because it's our Young Entrepreneurs Awards Gala. And so all of the young entrepreneurs that we work with throughout the year get an opportunity to have public visibility and showcased, and it's also our biggest fundraiser. So.
And where do you do that?
In Delray Beach. This year it will be at the South County Civic Center.
Oh, wow.
And we recognize our community partners, and it's a really good night. This year it's a Bollywood theme. And we're looking forward to that.
Takes a lot to put it all together, right?
Absolutely does. Absolutely does.
It's a lot of things. So the next meeting, you'll come. They're off for July. There's no meeting in July, but the August meeting.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm still trying to figure out why I didn't go to the last one.
I think you had meetings. You had the whole crew in Studio B doing a whole lot of things. You had a lot of meetings going on in there.
That's a different thing. But I mean, I from what you're describing to me is what we do here every day.
Yes.
We do it. Not only do we do it every day, we do it really, really well. If you ask Gen X and Sally and some of the other clients.
I found a new way to use Gen X, I have to tell you.
Oh, how?
You put it on right when you're getting dressed, genxbeauty.com, face cream and eye cream. Right now is really the ideal time, ladies and gentlemen, to buy your Gen X because it's 50% off. You just use the promo code Brooklyn50 at Gen X Beauty. You let it seep into your skin at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you put on your makeup. I was just putting it on like a primer and then putting on my makeup. Put it on, do your hair, get dressed, whatever you have to do, and then just watch all the puffiness. Even Heather, the other Heather, said, oh, your puffiness is gone. It just settles in nicer, I think, into the fine lines and everything, like a primer.
Yeah.
So try that out.
I can tell when you don't use it.
I always use it.
I can tell when you don't.
But I always use it.
I can tell when you don't.
Okay.
You are right now.
I'm using it.
Yeah.
Yes, I put it on.
When you were in Paris, you put it on?
I did. I brought it with me. It went into my mini fridge. But, you know, when you travel, it's different. You're eating food outside. You're eating differently than you would normally eat, and you're walking a lot. So that's my new pitch for Gen X Beauty. Give it 5 to 10 minutes before you put on your makeup, ladies, sunscreen, and then watch it work its magic.
I want to know who put the Gen X on Gio.
I think Gio put it on.
Gio, you put it on yourself? You don't know how to put on eye cream, make, stuff on your face? You're walking around like this, like there was something wrong with you.
It was on my fingers. I didn't want to touch anything.
You just wash your hands.
I did.
Or you rub it in, and then you get the benefits of eye and face cream on your hands.
It can also go
He
on
was
your
making
hands.
fun of it.
Exactly.
He was making fun of it. Yes, you could put it all over. You won't get pregnant, I promise.
Until I put it on. Now I understand.
All right. Do we have that YouTube link, you guys? All right. So Annette, apparently they're going to take us back how many years?
What?
11?
11 years.
11?
They're going to what?
Let's roll it.
Escape from the ordinary at Crane's Beach House Hotel and Tiki Bar, a tropical paradise nestled in the heart of Delray Beach. Distinctive, authentic Florida charm, a tranquil Key West-like experience just 1 block from the Atlantic Ocean. Relax and unwind at our Tiki Bar. Enjoy live music Thursday through Saturday, or reserve the whole space for your own private event or special occasion. Crane's Beach House Hotel and Tiki Bar. Come get away today.
My name is Patrick Cousins, and I am the president and owner of Cousins Law Firm, APA. Our practice focuses on lemon law, breach of warranty matters, and also personal injury. Lemon law really relates to new cars, cars that are 24 months or younger. And when you buy a brand new car, one of the reasons you do it is because you think that you're getting something that's trouble-free. So if you have to keep bringing your car back to the dealership for the same...
Doing pretty good for the new year.
Are you?
Yes.
Did you do anything exciting over the holidays?
No, watch the seasons change.
Watch the seasons change. We have seasons in Florida?
I rest my case.
Okay. So we have Kathy Balistreri with us. She is our guest in our hot seat. Kathy is the general manager of Crane's Beach House Hotel. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good start to the new year for us.
Yeah, and can you tell us about the place?
Absolutely. Crane's Beach House Hotel is a very unique hotel. We're a boutique hotel. We've been in the hotel business now for about 10 years, and we're a fun, festive Key Westers, and we're...
What are we tag teaming this week?
I'd love to focus on sales and marketing. We definitely have a strong presence and a brand that we've been building over the past 10 years, but I felt like if we could take any time today that I could ask the experts anything, I'd want to ask about sales and marketing. We are into our 10th year, almost 11th year of operation, and we now want to do something that's a little more fresh and
Jay, you're
relevant.
staying young forever?
Wow. And that doesn't age in that moment.
Jay's not going to age either, she just said.
Amazing. Let's bring back those octopus arms. Really tough.
You forgot what the radio station looked like, right?
Can't stand it. I can't stand that look.
You
Oh
love
my
that
God.
look. You never wanted to leave that room.
I wasn't in the. Was I in the room with you? I
No,
wasn't
you were in the room on the other
I was
side
in
of the
other-
wall.
Yeah, but that whole camera angle thing. Now,
But you
look
love
at
that,
it now.
right?
What a difference. Where'd you have
Amazing.
to play that for?
Because
Don't look
Brianna
things up.
found
Stop looking
it.
it up.
You're right. Sounds different. The whole thing is different.
Yeah.
Commercial creation is different now.
But back in the day, there was nothing like it. Even when we went to iHeart, remember that? They were going to dedicate the whole studio, and iHeart turned it down. No, we're coming up with something. And they had these cameras on the ceiling. They were like security cams. Didn't quite work out for them. They never did it. But
So
that
a lot
was-
of cool stuff. Well, thank you for being a good sport and hanging out with us.
No problems. Good to be reacquainted and meet some new friends. It's exciting.
I know. Freddie's got a lot of things to talk with you about off air. Gio, we're going to play that tomorrow, maybe?
I have.
It's ready to roll?
I'm exporting it.
Wow. All right.
Give it a minute.
We're going to give it a minute and see what else. All right. So next week on Friday, June 20th, we're going to be at Ford's Garage. We should probably put some flyers up for
What
everyone to
is
see.
the way to get to there? People will ask
You can go to fullcirclenetworking.net. Full Circle Networking is the power of 3. It's about networking, making 3 connections, 3 schedules, bless you, 3 calls, 3 meetings by the time you leave your luncheon. And it's usually the 3rd Friday of the month. It's at Ford's Garage and Plantation. Starts at 12 o'clock. Get there early. Last month they had about 90 people for networking, and everyone gets to introduce themselves and meet and greet. And the power of networking is, for us, it was actually at the end, because we met some really, really great people. After everything was packed up and the crew was ready to go, we met Miriam, we met Astrid, we met some great people that we're going to be, actually we have a call with them today about moving forward and doing some great connections. We're working with Tammy from Build That Brand, and the bells are being ordered today. So all great connections right there is the power of 3. Karina, Michael, and Stephen have been incredible supporters, and proceeds of this luncheon on next Friday come back to Ant Media Futures Foundation. Every month they sponsor a foundation for 2 to 3 months, and the summer they are bringing back and dedicating to our interns at our studio, all the students you see here that are learning their skill, that are working in media production, audio, commercial, marketing, everything. Once your $32 lunch ticket is paid, it pays for lunch, and then the difference goes back to the wish list of the organization. And Nina and our crew made a very detailed wish list, including snacks. They even wanted to know what snacks and sodas to buy. I took sodas off because it makes equipment very sticky, but they wanted to know like specifics, Doritos, Fritos, what kind of mics, what kind of everything. So all of that is on the email.
You put the grill in there?
I think the grill is there also. There are a lot
We
of
needed a hot dog grill.
a lot of things, and a huge thank you. So you can register at fullcirclenetworking.net, or you can pay at the door. Ford's Garage, it's easy to get to. It's right on Broward Boulevard and University Drive in Plantation. They are incredible, lovely, easy menu, a great opportunity to network. We've been going for about 9 months now. And it's about consistency and growing your brand and getting out there. And the first couple months we did a live shoot, and we learned, and our equipment grew, and our sense of bringing it all together has grown. And now it's even looking like we've got a couple new shows coming out of it, new clients, new marketing. The little bells were brilliant. I don't know if we have one here, but you're going to get that. We have the artwork. It's going to be the cafe with your hat and my wand on the little bell.
A lot of stuff goes into the 20th. Don't be late to get there. Get there early. Don't leave it. I got to talk to you.
And then the 24th is our 9-year anniversary party at Bramer's. So more information, check your inbox, is coming with that also. So a lot of fun stuff. Save the date. Join us for some fun up at Bramer's. Have lunch. Bramer's is, I know you had a tough conversation this morning between one pizza joint and Bramer's. And I think you're going to have to get both and let your kids do a taste test.
Bramer's, for me, is the best pizza I ever had, including New York City.
So I think you might have to let Sabrina taste both and do a taste test.
I know, my
and
son
see.
doesn't believe me.
I know, you never know till you try.
It's unbelievable. You just try it. It's unbelievable pizza.
So before we wrap up today, Gio, do they have that link? All right, before we wrap up, take a look at some of the thank yous from our Segundo de Mayo that the crew put together.
Hi everyone, I'm here with John from Cherry AutoWorks. Cherry was one of our sponsors for our fundraiser event that we had on May 2nd. We just wanted to come over and give an in-person thank you. Thank you guys for your contribution and for helping us bring the community together. We're just so grateful to you guys, and I know that the community is too. So thank you so much.
I'm Gio, I'm here at Savia, and I'm here to give David his thank you for the fundraiser, helping us, giving us the food. So let's go over to David right now. David, I haven't seen you in forever. Here's the thank you for helping us with the fundraiser, giving us your support, and the community appreciates it.
It's so nice for me. Thank you very much, guys. So I will be here every time you need something from us, because Savia is always open for new stuff, for to help people, for to sustain everything has to be sustained for go forward in this hard life. Okay.
Perfect. There we
Thank
go.
you very much. Have you a good day. Ciao.
Guys, we're here at Sunny Stop delivering our in-person thank yous for contributions to our fundraiser on May 2nd. We wanted to give them this. We love them here at Sunny Stop. They're basically family to AMP, so let's go see if we can sneak in our thank you. Our boy Raj. Raj, thank you so much for contributing to our fundraiser on the 2nd. You guys are family to AMP. We love you guys. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much.
I can help out any way I can.
Come to Sunny Stop. Hi guys, we're here at 2nd Street Bagels, handing out our in-person thank you for helping us out with our fundraiser that we had in May. We're super excited, so come on with me and we're going to go say thank you. Hey Carol, we're here simply our in-person thank you for helping us with our event. We are so grateful for you guys and to everyone here at 2nd Street. You guys are just so much fun to work with and we're just so grateful, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you guys so much over there, and what you guys do is really wonderful, and it's so cool to have something like that for the community, and yeah, you guys rock.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Well, thank you. Come on to 2nd Street. Thank you so much. Bye guys.
That was nice. Nice job. Very nice.
Wow,
Very
see
nice.
how much their modes have changed in 18 years?
Quite a bit.
Very nice job. We're going to be thanking all of our sponsors. Soup to Nuts is what I like to send them out. We sent them out cold today. They weren't prepared for this psychologically. We just did it.
Nice job.
But that was a nice job. Mission accomplished. I just wanted our friends to know that we appreciate them and everything they did for us.
Awesome. Check out all the restaurants that we are able to frequent, especially Sunny Stop and 2nd Street Bagels and Deli and Savia and Bramer's, and Marco's Italian Market. We're going to be going out there. We're heading up to do some meetings today. We've got a lot of things going on. So more to come. Brooklyn Cafe hits the road this summer. Kind of cool.
Kind of cool. And there's going to be some other exciting news at the end of the week, because I will be here next week. But at the end of the week, I promise you I got something to share with you.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Tune in today at 3 o'clock, the Reinvented Life Show. New season is kicking off today with host Pamela Shell David talking about her journey to reinventing herself again after overcoming some other health difficulties. She's in the process of working through that all the way from San Francisco. So check that out on the Reinvented Life Network as well as AMP Media Productions. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.